Ever find yourself meticulously straightening the labels on every can in your pantry, even when no one's watching? Or maybe you have a sudden, almost irresistible urge to re-alphabetize your spice rack at 2 a.m. These seemingly trivial organizational quirks might actually offer a fascinating peek into the hidden workings of your mind. Tonight, we're diving deep into the psychology of organizing, what your organizing habits, or lack thereof, truly say about you. We tend to think of organizing as a practical activity, a way to bring order to our physical surroundings. But psychologically, it's so much more complex than simply finding a place for everything. It's a window into our need for control, our tolerance for ambiguity, and even our deepest anxieties. It's also worth remembering that our relationship with organization has evolved dramatically over time. In earlier eras, survival often depended on meticulously storing resources and maintaining order in a very literal, life-or-death sense. Today, our organizing habits often reflect more abstract anxieties and aspirations. So grab a label maker, or maybe just a notepad, because we're about to unpack the hidden meaning behind your organizing style. Let's start with the methodical master. This is the person whose sock drawer looks like a rainbow, whose books are arranged by color and author, and whose pantry is a masterpiece of perfectly aligned labels. For the methodical master, organizing isn't just a task, it's a ritual. It brings a sense of calm and control to their world. Psychologically, this meticulousness often stems from high need for order and predictability. Research suggests that individuals who score high in conscientiousness, one of the big 5 personality traits, tend to be more organized. They're detail-oriented, disciplined, and driven by a desire to do things right. Think about it. Conscientious individuals are often the ones who excel in fields that require precision and attention to detail, from accounting and engineering to medicine and scientific research. Their organized approach isn't just a personal preference, it's often a key to their professional success. However, at its extreme, this need for order can also be a sign of underlying anxiety. The act of organizing becomes a way to manage those anxious feelings, creating a sense of control in a world that often feels chaotic. Think of it as a coping mechanism, a way to soothe the mind by imposing structure on the environment. It's important to note that while conscientiousness is generally a positive trait, excessive rigidity can sometimes lead to stress and difficulty adapting to unexpected changes. The key is finding a healthy balance between order and flexibility. Now, let's consider the potential downsides. What happens when the methodical master faces a situation where perfect order is simply impossible? How do they cope with the inevitable disruptions and imperfections of daily life? The answer often lies in their ability to adapt and find alternative strategies for managing their anxiety. Perhaps they learn to focus on controlling the things they can control while accepting the things they can't. Or maybe they find healthy outlets for their need for order, such as engaging in hobbies that require precision and attention to detail, like model building or intricate crafting. Then we have the strategic stasher. This person might not have perfectly color-coded closets, but they have a system, even if it's not immediately apparent to others. They know exactly where everything is, even if it looks like a chaotic jumble to the untrained eye. The strategic stasher often operates under the principle of a place for everything and everything in its place, even if that place is a meticulously curated pile. Their organizational style reflects a pragmatic approach to life. They prioritize functionality over aesthetics, focusing on efficiency and accessibility. Psychologically, this might indicate a strong sense of self-reliance and a preference for practicality over perfectionism. They're less concerned with external appearances and more focused on what works for them. Think of the seasoned mechanic whose garage might look disorganized to an outsider, but who can instantly locate the exact wrench needed for a complex repair. It's a system born out of experience and a deep understanding of their own tools and resources. There's also an element of resourcefulness at play here. Strategic stashers tend to be good at remembering where they put things, even if those things seem lost to others. It's a unique blend of memory, spatial reasoning, and a deep understanding of their own personal ecosystem. They've learned to navigate their own system and can retrieve items quickly and efficiently. The strategic stasher is also adaptable, able to adjust their systems as their needs change. They are not afraid to experiment with different organizational strategies and find what works best for them in a given situation. They might even have multiple systems in place, depending on the context. For example, their home office might be organized differently than their workshop or their kitchen. This adaptability is a key strength, allowing them to thrive in a variety of environments. Now, let's meet the creative chaos creator. This is the person whose desk is perpetually covered in papers, whose walls are adorned with inspiration boards overflowing with images and ideas, and whose home is a vibrant reflection of their creative spirit. For the creative chaos creator, order can feel stifling. They thrive in environments that are stimulating and unconventional. Their organizational style, or lack thereof, is often a reflection of their divergent thinking and their openness to new experiences. Psychologically, this might indicate a high level of creativity and a low level of conscientiousness. They're less concerned with rules and conventions and more focused on exploration and innovation. Some studies even suggest that a certain level of disorganization can actually boost creativity. By constantly exposing themselves to a variety of stimuli, they're more likely to make unexpected connections and generate original ideas. Think of the artist whose studio is filled with paints, brushes, and canvases in a seemingly random arrangement, but who can instantly grab the exact tool they need to create a masterpiece. It's a visual representation of their creative process, a constant source of inspiration and stimulation. But this doesn't mean they are not organized at all. Many creative chaos creators actually use a complex system. It's just a system that only works for them. It's a system of visual cues, spatial relationships, and intuitive associations that allows them to navigate their environment with ease. The creative chaos creator's approach to organization can also be seen as a form of self-expression. They're not afraid to challenge conventional norms and create environments that reflect their unique personalities. Their homes and workspaces are often filled with personal touches, quirky objects, and unexpected juxtapositions. This willingness to embrace individuality is a key aspect of their creative spirit. However, they can face challenges in more structured environments and might need to find ways to balance their need for creative freedom with the demands of their work or social life. And then we have the relaxed resolver. This person isn't overly concerned with organizing. They clean up when things get too messy, but they don't feel the need to constantly maintain a pristine environment. They prioritize other things in their life, such as relationships, hobbies, and personal growth. For the relaxed resolver, organizing is a means to an end, not an end in itself. Psychologically, this might indicate a healthy balance between order and flexibility. They're not driven by a need for control, but they're also not completely averse to structure. They're comfortable with a certain level of ambiguity, and they're able to adapt to changing circumstances. They understand that life is full of unexpected events and that it's impossible to control everything. They focus on what truly matters to them, allowing them to live a more fulfilling and less stressful life. It might also suggest a secure attachment style, meaning they feel comfortable and secure in their relationships and don't need to rely on external factors, such as a perfectly organized home, to feel grounded. They are confident in their ability to navigate the world and build meaningful connections with others. The relaxed resolver often prioritizes experiences over possessions, valuing travel, adventure, and personal growth over material comfort and perfect order. They understand that life is too short to spend worrying about things like perfectly folded laundry or perfectly aligned books. They focus on creating memories and building relationships that will last a lifetime. However, this relaxed approach can sometimes lead to procrastination or a lack of attention to detail in certain areas of their life. They might need to find ways to balance their desire for freedom and flexibility with the need to meet deadlines and fulfill responsibilities. Finally, there's the anxious accumulator. This person struggles to let go of things, even if they no longer serve a purpose. Their home is often filled with clutter, not because they're inherently disorganized, but because they're emotionally attached to their possessions. For the anxious accumulator, objects represent memories, possibilities, and a sense of security. Psychologically, this might indicate underlying anxiety and a fear of loss. Hoarding disorder, a more extreme form of this behavior, is often linked to trauma, depression, and obsessive-compulsive tendencies. The act of accumulating objects becomes a way to cope with these difficult emotions, providing a temporary sense of comfort and control. But beneath the surface, it can also lead to feelings of shame, isolation, and overwhelm. The anxious accumulator's possessions often serve as a barrier between themselves and the outside world. They may feel overwhelmed by the thought of sorting through their belongings, fearing that they will be forced to confront painful memories or make difficult decisions. This can lead to a cycle of accumulation and avoidance, further exacerbating their anxiety. The anxious accumulator's behavior often has a significant impact on their relationships and their overall quality of life. They may struggle to maintain social connections, feeling ashamed of their living situation and avoiding inviting people into their home. They may also experience financial difficulties as they continue to accumulate possessions without discarding anything. It's important to remember that hoarding disorder is a serious mental health condition that requires professional help. Therapy and medication can be effective in helping individuals overcome their anxiety and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Now let's delve into the real secret. The way you organize or don't organize actually reflects your relationship with time. It's a fascinating interplay between our present selves and our expectations for the future, or our attachments to the past. The methodical master, the strategic stasher, they are both proactively managing time. They're investing effort up front to save time and energy later. They're anticipating future needs and creating systems that will make their lives easier in the long run. They are future-focused, always planning ahead. They understand that a little bit of effort today can pay off big dividends in the future. The creative chaos creator and the relaxed resolver, on the other hand, tend to be more present-focused. They're less concerned with planning and more focused on responding to immediate needs. They're comfortable with a certain level of spontaneity, and they trust that they'll be able to handle whatever comes their way. They might not invest time up front, but they are quick on their feet and resourceful when a problem arises. They live in the moment and embrace the unexpected. But here's the key. The anxious accumulator is stuck in the past. They're holding on to objects because of their emotional significance, because of what they represent. They're living in a world of memories, unable to let go of what once was. Their past is literally weighing them down. Their organizing style, or lack thereof, is a constant reminder of unfinished business and unresolved emotions. It's a cycle that prevents them from moving forward and embracing the present. Ultimately, the way you organize isn't just about creating a tidy space. It's about managing your relationship with time, with control, and with your own emotions. It's about creating a physical environment that reflects your inner world. It's a constant negotiation between our desire for order and our acceptance of chaos. And the final reveal? Your organizational style reveals not only who you are, but also where you are in your life's journey. Looking toward the future, living in the present, or holding on to the past. Think about it. Our homes and workspaces are like mirrors, reflecting our inner thoughts and feelings. So which organizing profile resonates most with you? Are you the methodical master, the strategic stasher, the creative chaos creator, the relaxed resolver, or the anxious accumulator? Or perhaps a blend of several? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We're eager to hear what your organizing habits reveal about your unique psychological makeup. And remember, there's no right or wrong way to organize. The key is to find a system that works for you and that allows you to live a more fulfilling and productive life. Your organizational style is a reflection of your personality, your values, and your goals. Embrace it, celebrate it, and use it to create